us. How are you?
Very well, mate. How are you?
Doing great. We're excited to bring you on. You have a big announcement, a LeBron James announcement or LeBron related announcement. Can you kind of share what this upcoming auction is, and for people that may not have heard about it, some of the details?
Yeah, definitely. So we're very excited to offer three rare legendary moments from LeBron James, from the House of Kibaa, who I've been working and partnering with most recently. But we're actually going to play a little video to get the guys interested. But we do have three different individual moments. The first one is a cosmic moment. The second one is from the top, and the third one is a NBA Finals moment. So we'll take you through those.
Yeah, so let's play the video. I feel like we're on the Tonight Show. You're the first guest to bring a video, so we appreciate that. Let's go ahead and play that. Then we'll talk about some of the serials and things like that.
Yeah, perfect.
So, Grant, how did you decide to, first of all, come up with this auction idea? How did it come together? And then why did you decide to bundle these three moments together?
Yeah, so I think Kibaa and I met probably nearly 2 months ago, actually through Twitter on Top Shot, and we were kind of just chatting about things that we could do and the business that he was kind of starting and how I could potentially help. And we were thinking about how we could actually raise funds for the business and make sure that we were kind of self-funding and professing that way. So what we did was we thought, well, Kibaa's got a fairly nice Top Shot account. What could we actually do to bundle together and go to auction and raise some funds in the kind of initial phase of what our business was going to be? So we decided there's no better player in the world, definitely right now, than LeBron James, and no better story that we had in regards to behind the three different serials that have been created and chosen and traded for by Kibaa throughout the way.
Interesting. So do you on these three moments, do you believe that this will be the first $1 million plus Top Shot sale?
I mean, look, we're hoping. I think bundling the three together was purposeful. We don't want to separate these three. We feel like they're definitely part of a family. And as I said, kind of Kibaa really traded and did a lot of work to make sure that you got the right serials for those moments. They all do have a very deep connection to Kobe Bryant and LeBron James and that friendship and partnership that those two guys created. But we feel, with the help of our partner Heritage Auctions, that we can definitely reach the kind of $1 million reserve, and we definitely want to push past that if possibly. So we're excited. We're hoping that we can go over it, especially seeing some of the most recent sales and the focus and hype around Top Shot. So it feels like it's the right time to not only help House of Kibaa as a brand, but help Top Shot kind of get a lot more limelight than it currently does as well.
And to follow up on that, do you think that there's going to be more? We're going to see more of the this could potentially be the first, but we're going to see more of these $1 million plus sales on Top Shot, very similar to what we see in trading cards, you think, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so. I think this will hopefully be the first one, but I don't think that it's going to go down in any stretch of the imagination, especially when the market opens up. And even when you think about, trading cards at the moment, obviously the LeBron card just sold for $5.2 million the other day. This does a lot more than that. There's additional utility that they can add to it. There's additional things that you can get from it. Obviously it's moving and, it doesn't have corners or edges or anything like that. I'm not bashing the traditional cards by any stretch. I love them, but these have that kind of added flair to it, which is quite interesting. And when you think about if they drop a Kobe card or a Michael Jordan card, I mean, $1 million will feel like nothing, I think, when that limit kind of gets reached.
Yeah, I mentioned to you before we started recording here that our audience tends to be either diehard Top Shot fans or NBA fans that are kind of curious and want to know some more. So I think the first thing I have to ask, one of the big things I have to ask is people are going to hear $1 million for a Top Shot moment and think that's crazy. Right now people hear 200,000, some of the numbers that are thrown out there in React and are like, wait, what? They don't really get it yet. What would you say to someone who's questioning why this bundle is worth $1 million and, the value of some of these Top Shot moments that we've seen recently?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's a great question. I think that we've only just started beginning. Obviously, we're in beta at the moment as far as Top Shot and what that offers. I think the interesting part for me and where we priced it is what it can be in the future. So if you buy this bundle, what does that give you access to in the future? And I know that obviously the team at Top Shot have mentioned things like in stadium or access to people behind the scenes, or imagine if this gives you access to LeBron James' very last game and courtside seats. Yeah, there are different things that can be added. So I think when you're talking about $1 million, obviously the value isn't in the eye of the beholder. But when you look at things like cards or other collectibles that people are kind of getting for all of their different collections, $1 million, yes, it's a lot of money. Let's not argue about that. And not all of us have that. But for the people that do have it, it feels like a valuable investment that we'll appreciate over time. And having the collection of all three just feels like a natural way to kind of show how passionate you are about not only Top Shot but LeBron James and kind of what he's done for the NBA over 17, 18, who knows how many years he'll go on for now. But yeah, I think it's definitely valuable, that's for sure.
Yeah, you talk about the value, and I think about the serial numbers that you guys possess, first of all, with these moments. And then second of all, how rare these actually are. There really is only, 49 of one, 75 of one. Am I correct on that? And then the finals one, I think, I can't remember the exact numbering on those, but we're talking about very, very small numbers in the scheme of what Top Shot is, and they're probably his most sought after moments if we're being completely transparent there as well.
Yeah, 100% correct. I mean, the Cosmic is only 1 of 49.
49,
So, that's kind of hot heat as well. And I don't think it's been even listed on the marketplace in the last couple of months. So, that's definitely something that we're really interested as far as that was the first legendary moment for LeBron James. So it adds extra value. And it's just an absolutely amazing moment at the same time. And then you've got from the top dunk, which is obviously the Kobe tribute. Which everybody's seen the two variations of showing Kobe and LeBron doing the exact same dunk and what that means to them. And we've got a really nice story around what the number we chose for that. And then we've got the finals, where obviously LeBron promised not only Kobe but the entire Laker Nation that he would bring a championship back to LA, and delivered that. Unfortunately, after Kobe passed, but it's definitely something that's really there for people to understand. So. But we can talk about the serials if you guys want to go into that.
Yeah, how did you choose those? Because I'm curious. I mean, we know serial numbers are so big in Top Shot. People are paying so much more for certain numbers. How did you guys decide which ones to go after?
Yeah, so I think we really tied it back to the Kobe story. We're big Kobe fans, as you can probably tell. We've mentioned it a few times already. But the Cosmic that we have up for offer is number 41. And the reason for that was when that dunk actually happened, Kobe Bryant was 41 years old. And it comes on the story of, his daughter, obviously, bless her soul, Yana, was talking to him about basketball and when they were going to go back and watch the NBA. And it was, well detailed that Kobe wasn't going to watch as much NBA and go to games and those types of things. And after the dunk happened, that you see in the Cosmic series, that Kobe actually attended the very next game with his daughter, and there's that really precious moment of kind of both LeBron and Kobe having a handshake and his daughter, and it feels like there was a bit of inspiration of him seeing that dunk the night before to say, well, maybe I should get back into the NBA, maybe I should be at Lakers games. So we wanted to choose that one because it related to the age of Kobe when he turned up at the game, but also the age of Kobe when that dunk actually happened.
When you talk about this serial number that you focused on there, was that something, I mean, this happened a while ago, obviously, when you guys purchased these moments or went after them.
Yeah.
How did that take place? Or what was your train of thought? Because was there any other serials at that time available? And going into it, was 41 the goal? That was the one that you guys wanted initially, and that's the one you got? Or potentially were there other serials that were in the market and you were kind of debating which one to choose?
Yeah, I mean, look, the number one serial is always the most coveted, I guess.
Of course.
Number 23, fine after that. But I think what we were trying to do and having a couple of the other moments as well was really create that story. And the 41 was something that we definitely sought after and made a few different trades to actually get that one before the marketplace was kind of readily available and those types of things, back with some conversations offline. But Yeah, that was definitely something we wanted to go after. And then the other two really were similar things. So if we want to talk about whether it be we may as well talk about the NBA Finals and save the Kobe tribute to last. But the number 42 was really important to us as well because Kobe would have been 42 when the championship was delivered. Obviously, he'd passed away, unfortunately, but there was a really nice link there as far as the promise from LeBron to Kobe and then him being 42 at the same time. So that was the reason behind choosing that serial and the significance of it.
And what about the last one?
Yeah, so the last one, which is the from the Tom Kobe tribute, we went for number 26. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a sad story because Kobe died on the 26th. So that number will always kind of be tied to, unfortunately, the day that we lost him. But that was, one of the reasons that we wanted to pay homage to him. And it's not a sadness at all. It's more of a celebration of that number being on that day and the remembrance of the fact that that tragic moment happened on the 26th and that dunk happened to be attributed to him. So that was more of the reason for the number 26. So the 26 was, unfortunately, the day of. The 41 was the age of Kobe when he attended the game, and then 42 is the age he would have been for the NBA championship, which he unfortunately didn't get to see.
This is a question for both you guys, Grant and Oliver. I really haven't seen something like this before where we see moments kind of bundled together to tell a story, and the serial numbers tell a story, and the specific plays that are in the moments, are all kind of telling us a specific story. We tend to just see moments being sold individually, and it's usually, the number is based on either, like you said, the number one or the guy's jersey number or, their whatever hometown area code. Like we see different things like that. But do you think we're going to see more of this in the future where, we have these bundles and they kind of tell a story? Because I think it's pretty interesting. We haven't really seen anything like this. And that's for both of you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Oliver, you can go first if you want. I'm happy to.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it with Dingaling, obviously. Dingaling is the household name for collecting number one cereals, and I think he just recently traded Harrison Barnes or sold Harrison Barnes to number one, which is like, man, props to Dingaling for giving up one of his prized possessions there. But no, I think as you begin to see more collectors enter the space, and I think, oh man, Mike and a couple of other guys that are on the Club Top Shot kind of mention like rent seekers. As we see the other side of it, the collectors of Top Shot and the people who really value basketball, value kind of the historical aspects of it, you're going to end up seeing more people interested in the serial numbers. I myself have been trying to collect every because I covered high school basketball in Oregon for a long time. And so, guys like Terrence Ross, Terrence Jones, Peyton Pritchard, Kevin Love, a bunch of guys came up when I was covering them. And so my whole task with Top Shot right now is collecting the digit 503 because 503 is the Portland area code. And so anyone from Oregon, that plays in the NBA that I got to cover, I'd love to have the 503 number. I thought that was important to me. But Alex, we've talked about this a bunch. Everybody has their own collecting style, and I think what Top Shot does is it allows you to have whatever collecting style you would appreciate or like. Like myself, I don't know if there's many people who are going to be collecting 503s of Oregon grown players, but I think it's cool and it's fun for me. And if I can tell a story and I can illustrate it, and there's some reasoning behind it, I think it's important. And I personally think that's how collectors are going to start looking at this more and more as we get into this, and deeper as we get into Series 3, Series 4, Series 5, however many series there ends up being. There's going to be a greater appreciation for your showcases, for these specific serial numbers leading to either the age of someone or their draft year or whatever the case may be. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with you. I think there's a story behind everything. And yes, you will still collect moments just because it's something you wanted and that was the serial number that you could get at the time. But I do hope that a lot more people kind of look to tell a story behind what they're auctioning as opposed to just worrying about what the end kind of goal is as far as money. But, we felt it was really something that was close to our hearts, and we wanted to make sure that we kept all three together at the same time. We didn't want them to go to separate collectors because that kind of would have broken up the story as such. And I think you're right, Oliver. I think Dingerling got number 2 back in exchange for the number
Yeah.
1 of Harrison Barnes. So I think he's still doing okay. But he, his story is obviously fantastic. And, if he's listening, it'd be great if he wants to bid on this. But we definitely think that this is, something that can help move collectors forward. And as you say, kind of, push them to more of the forefront about the true collectors and why they collect things and the stories behind things. And, it's always great when you hear, even in the old cards, oh, my grandfather had this and bought it in 1913 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It adds to the allure of something, which is quite nice as well. So.
Yeah, I could see it becoming more mainstream now to, like I said, bundle and kind of tell that story. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
Oliver,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
I told you, a few weeks ago, I bought that Trae Young Kobe tribute, which isn't the same as the LeBron one at all. But for me and guys like Plunge Father out there, we gotta go for the bargains on Top Shot. We can't be going for these $100,000 moments yet. But
You're not going to bid on the $1 million bundle, Oliver. You don't have that kind of cash.
I wish. I truly, yeah, that would be amazing. No, but I went for the 408. There was no 8, there was no 24, there was no other serials really available that kind of replicated the Kobe tribute. And so I thought 408 because Trae is, anyways, he Kobe wore number 8. Trae made the shot for Kobe anyways. So number 8. Anyways, but you can I think that is what is so cool, like I said, about Top Shot over and a lot of other things. Like, I don't think we've ever seen this with cards. Cards number 1 has always been there. Jersey number has always been more valuable by maybe 5-10%. There's really no story behind it. I think what happens when you add a moment into it, like the Kobe tribute, is when you have when you have that moment to kind of showcase what historical thing had happened. You know that Kobe did that dunk years prior and LeBron then replicated it because you could see it and witness it. And I think what is also very, very unique about this bundle that you're talking about here is that not only do you have 3, but these, I can't really stress how rare these are. Like, these don't even show up on the marketplace, let alone are they sold in a bundle with the kind of historical impact of the serial numbers attached to them. So I think it's really important for people, I think, to look at this as kind of like the golden standard to like selling moments because, or trading them or whatever the case may be, because I think this will lead, as you said, to more collectors getting into the space, more people valuing different serial numbers, more people seeing value in the actual moment themselves. And that's been something that has been really intriguing for me to watch from a marketplace perspective over the past few months. It obviously took a huge skyrocket in late February, and obviously we've kind of teetered off from there. But I think what's interesting is I hear so many people saying, oh, it's to 15,000 or oh, it's to 7,500 or oh, it's to this. And I'm like, this isn't a card. This is a moment. Like, what kind of moment is it? Did you just shoot a 3? Okay, well, I'm not interested in that moment. I don't care if it's a $500,000 moment or a $1 moment. I'm not interested in that moment. Trae Young's moment is intriguing to me. Michael Porter Jr., his first playoff moment is intriguing to me. Luka's first step back 3 game winner against the Clippers, that's his first big playoff moment. That's intriguing to me. LeBron, Kobe tribute. So, like, to me, we are going to start, I think, and I hope that this helps it, just moves it and expedites that process quicker. We are going to start to see, I think, more value placed on the actual moments themselves and how particular we can get with these serial numbers. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what this ends up going for, because I do think that this really will set the standard for Top Shot as a whole and will really, really drive another collector base into the platform. So
yeah, fingers crossed. I think you're 100% right. And obviously having moving image helps with remembering moments as well, as far as a still image on a card. Yes, you probably know what the play was, but being able to see it side by side or 20 years apart, as we're seeing with the Kobe tribute dunk, that's what makes it really special. And I think even some other things with the numbers that we chose, like the 26, 2 + 6 is 8, which is Kobe's number. Number 2 is Jana's number. We've got number 42, which is 24 backwards. Like we did a whole bunch of things that we won't bore you with today, but there is a lot of significance that we will have.
Serials, I love it. I love it.
We're serious about serials, that's for sure.
I like it. So Grant, you're working with House of Kiba on this. We mentioned that. I know that they're a digital studio that creates exclusive NFTs. Can you kind of tell us more about what you guys are doing? And then I believe you said you had an announcement to make related to House of Kiba as well.
Yeah, so I mean, you described it pretty well, I think. Yeah, we're a digital studio. We specialize in the kind of creation of exclusive NFTs, and we're really focusing on kind of extended reality. So whether that's augmented reality, virtual reality, or mixed reality. And what we want to do is enable kind of those holders the opportunity to express their own individual styles within the blockchain, but also provide them an array of utilities to use throughout the entire metaverses. So it's a really interesting space for us as far as what we want to offer is this limitless range of unique add-ons, and we want to give people utility in everything that we create. So it's not just a 2D card or an NFT that you get and you can't do anything with it afterwards. We want to make sure that we're continually building. And what we're announcing in a couple of ways, not only just the auction, but on the 5th, we're going live, 5th of May, that is, we're going live with houseofkiba.com. And we will have our website up so everybody can find out the information about who we are and what we do. But then on the 22nd of May, just after the auction finishes on the 20th, we're actually going to be releasing our own NFTs. And those NFTs serve as membership cards. And the way that it works is that you get exclusive access to any NFTs that we drop in the future, and we'll airdrop them to you. So you pay one set fee, and we're releasing 10,000 in total, and it will be 0.2 ETH or ETH, depending on how you pronounce it and where you're from. But it's around about $500 US if you want to equate it to something. But you purchase it once, and then after that, you essentially get access to all of the different drops that we do from House of Kiba from then onwards. But the fun part for us is we have a target in mind. We obviously want to hit the 10,000. If we do hit the 10,000, Kibaa has generously offered to give one of our members a little bit of an extra benefit, and they will have the opportunity to be the beneficiary of a $750,000 Top Shot account. So Kibaa will actually give one of our members who buys our NFTs for 500 US. So you could put 500 US in and end up having a $750,000 Top Shot account. And this is separate to obviously the auction. But that's obviously where we want to do. That's how we're building the business. And that's how we're going to fund everything that we bring back to the community in the NFT world. So that's a couple of different exclusives for you today in the auction, and then also giving away the account or giving benefits to someone that signs up with House of Kiba.
Wow. Way to make our pack giveaway look very just insignificant now.
Yeah.
$750,000 account that you can win. That is incredible. Yeah. Thank you first of all, thank you for announcing that here. But hopefully one of our viewers is able to win it, because that would be incredible.
Fingers crossed. I mean,
if you win, here's a promise. If one of our viewers wins that account, we're bringing you on the show to talk about it, because that's incredible. That's amazing. Fantastic. I love that you guys are doing this.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's something that we want to give back, obviously. At the same time, we want to make sure that people benefit from investing in the House of Kiba and all of the membership elements that you get from that, and the extra additionals that we will build throughout the way. So, the first 10,000 are very much early investors or early adopters, however we want to call them. But that nice little additional carrot is something to think about putting your money on the table for, that's for sure. So not only do you get everything that we offer, but there's a little bit of extra fun at the end of it.
For sure. Oliver, anything else you want to jump in with, or we want to wrap up and play that video one more time?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the Kibaa idea, House of Kibaa idea is very interesting, and I think I should probably put my name in the hat for one of those.
I think you should. I think it's definitely well worth putting your name in the hat for. But
absolutely.
One thing I did want to do, just shout out the team, obviously, that's done a lot of the work. So Trace Walker's done the video for you guys today. Also, obviously, Kibaa, whose real name is Jason, but Kibaa being behind the House of Kibaa. Chuck Mance has written all of the lovely story for all of us. And then also TC Lau's been the one making sure that we're all organized and things actually happen. So just wanted to shout out that team, but also thanks to you guys for having us on and letting us talk about this special auction.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it.
Cool. It's very cool. I mean, I think what's intriguing to me too is, so you actually said that this Top Shot auction, the money is going directly into funding House of Kibaa. Is that correct? I just wanted to make
Correct.
sure that that is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
100%.
essentially, yeah, that I think is really intriguing to me as well. So not only are you funding this potential venture, but you're also getting these 3 LeBron moments, which I find intriguing and kind of adds to the story as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks for calling that out.
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate you doing this. Thank you so much for your time. And then we're going to play the video one more time. So if anyone missed it or you want to make sure you have the dates right and everything like that, you have that. So let's go ahead and pull that up here. And
Perfect.
yeah, Grant, thanks for your time, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks so much, guys. Chat soon.
This is a